All right, before diving into the implementation, I do want to show you that what we'll be building in this video. So let me go ahead and press the play button. So now we are in the Xcode live preview, and I can click on this press me, and you can see really nicely with Spring animation a notification appears. And when I click on the press me again, it actually disappears. So in this particular video, we'll be looking at how we can develop some sort of a notification view that has a very similar springy behavior. So if you're ready, let's go ahead and dive into the code now. Okay, so now that you have seen that what we will be building in this video, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add a brand new file, and I'm going to add a SwiftUI view, and I'm going to call this notification view. Notification view. Great, there we go. Now this notification view will consist of a text that is going to simply say success or anything, and that is exactly what we are going to do. So let's go ahead and get started with this. I'm going to go ahead and say success. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit. There we go. And now we can go ahead and add a little bit of padding. As you can see, we can also add a little bit of foreground color. So foreground color is going to allow us to change the color of the text. So let's go ahead and change it to white. Perfect. Now we can go ahead and set the frame. The frame means that what will be the particular size of this notification view, or in other words, the text. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and say that the screen.main.bounds.width, so this will be the total size. And if you do want to set the height, you can actually go ahead and set the height also to your desired height. Now let's go ahead and check or set the background view color. So I'm going to go ahead and say green. And finally, we can also go ahead and set the corner radius. And for corner radius, I'm going to go ahead and say 20. Now, one thing you will note is that even though that we have applied corner radius, we do need to make sure that the width is correct, so that there's a little bit of a gap on the left side and a little bit of a gap on the right side. So this is our view, as you can see, the notification view. And now what we want to do is we want to make sure that the notification view appears on our content view. So let's go ahead and jump on the content view. You can see that right now we don't really have a notification view over here. So we have to add the code to make sure that we display the notification view. Okay, so we'll start with displaying our notification view. I'm going to go ahead and, since notification view is of type view, I can simply go ahead and display it anywhere that I want. This is great, but the notification view should only get displayed when I press the button, and it should hide when I press the button again. So the first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to set the offset. And since the notification view will be coming from the top, we will change the Y offset. So if self.showDetails is true, then we can go ahead and set the notification view to a minus UI screen dot main dot bounds dot height. And this is completely up to you what kind of height you want. I'm going to go ahead and use the height which is 4, a quarter height from there and from the top. And then if it is not, then I'm going to simply send it off the screen, which basically means that bounds.height, which is this one. Great. So now you can see that it is kind of off the screen because I haven't really pressed on the show details. And if I go ahead and run the application using Xcode Previews, let's go ahead and check it out what happens if I do press the press me button. Okay, so it does appear, and you can see it does disappear. Maybe this height or this position is not what you want. You can go ahead and check out different positions. There we go. I'm going to use a 2.5 now. Make sure it's running. Let's go ahead and run it again, I guess. Okay, that's way too up. So you can actually deal with this by different values. The one that you like, you can use that one. Perfect. Okay, that's great, but it's not really animating or doing anything. So we're going to go ahead and use the animation, and I'm going to go ahead and create a spring animation where the mass will be 1.0, because if we give a bigger mass, then it can have a spring motion for a very long amount of time, which I don't really want. The stiffness is going to be 100, the damping we can use 10, and initial velocity of 0. All right, but you can always play around with these values. Let's go ahead and run our application again now. And now it looks much nicer. If you can play around with the damping and the stiffness, you can get it to not bounce too much, but I think it looks pretty nice. So with only a few lines of code, we were able to create a notification view control, which allows us to create these kind of cool physics spring animation. Now, if you were to do the same thing in UIKit, and I have done the same thing in UIKit, it takes a lot more code to write all of this stuff, at least like 5 or 10 times more code that you'll have to write. So this is really good. I think we're going in a great direction with SwiftUI, and we can still make all of these things reusable so that when we use notification view control, it automatically has all of those animations and everything built in. So at least this will get you started towards your direction of adding animation to your applications. If you like this video and want to learn more about SwiftUI development, then check out my course on Udemy. It's called SwiftUI Declarative Interfaces for Any Apple Device. This is a 12+ hour course, and it's going to start from the very beginning of showing you how you can create and combine views, building lists and navigation, animation, MVVM design, coffee ordering application. It even has sections that will cover how you can integrate core data with SwiftUI. And I recently added a brand new section in SwiftUI for all devices, which is going to show you that how you can create one SwiftUI app that will work on macOS, watchOS, as well as iOS. Now, the best way to get this course is by using the link in the YouTube description. There is a link, and there are actually a lot of links, other links also from my other courses. So click on the link and the discount coupon will automatically be applied. I highly recommend you to use the link that I'm putting in the YouTube description, because if you use that link, you will get the best deal. And to be really honest, if you use the link, I will get to keep a little bit more higher revenue, but you will still get the best deal. So it's a really great link or coupon which you can use. And please share your coupons with your friends and family and your coworkers if they're interested in learning about SwiftUI. And if you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. I'm very active on Udemy. And if you are also interested, check out my other courses. I have a lot of other courses on Udemy, which you might be interested also. So thank you so much and really enjoy the video.